What are you doing here? You're supposed to be on spring break this week. Let me tell you what I would have told you about spring break if we'd met last week. I would have said, get plenty of rest, practice meditation, take long walks, listen to music, watch your shows, see your friends. Whatever you do, don't do schoolwork. You need a break from schoolwork. You need to be fit and ready to swim because the tidal wave of finals is coming. Little did we know last week that spring break might last until September. You must be so glad you took my class. We must be the only college classes in the entirety of the United States that require no change in the way we work. Zero adjustment. You know what you have to do. Do the reading, make your postings, keep up with the project page process. Please be kind to other professors who have only had days to figure out what I've learned in 25 years. Two key ingredients essential to making online classes work. They are community and asynchronicity. Community means you recognize one another. The class picture, the logbook page, the discussions in our news groups, the grade pages, and the leaderboard. It's all about making connections and strengthening bonds. It's called social capital. We've invested in this and it's going to pay dividends. Asynchronicity is the opposite of synchronicity. Synchronous learning is what happens when you sit in the classroom and listen to me and watch me walking back and forth and throwing my arms in the air. Asynchronous learning is what you've been doing all semester long on the website. You already know what it is. You've been speaking in prose all along. I go through the notes in class and you go home, do some reading, do a Google search, do some thinking, find me a graphic and write a forum posting. I pick for the digest and you read over the best postings. Don't forget the biscuits. It won't work if you don't get the right biscuits. You can use cheese with the biscuits if you want. You can also drink wine, but not too much. So no one has a cow about my class. We've got this sorted. We have tremendous advantages and we're going to exploit them ruthlessly to make Fordham look good and to show people what can be done. What should you be doing this week? Nothing. But since you're here and before you go, there are new questions on the forum. In the intro class, there are new questions on Super Tuesday. Is it over? I mean Trump, not Bernie. The coronavirus, how is it near you? And online learning. Please be polite. In the New York City class, there are new questions on Al Sharpton. New York's worst sports franchise, the hardest question I ever set. The coronavirus, what's going on in Gotham, and New York in the movies. Now there's a question for this week. In the terrorism class, there are new questions on America and Pakistan, the tail wagging the dog, external actor profiles for Syria, you have so many to choose from, and the coronavirus. 2018, they had Parkland, 2019, Christchurch, and in 2020, as Ed Bannon kept telling us, we've got the pandemic. 2021 is alien invasion. They come to take back Trump. I posted project page 2. In the intro class, you get a choice of Issenberg and campaigns or Kagan and the Liberal International Order. For the Kagan question, I showed you what the news groups would have been doing had we met and done the second round of presentations. But now that we won't be meeting, you don't have to pick the countries I assigned. In the New York City class, you get a choice. The elections, gentrification, the hipster phase, crime and policing and culture, or all back like last time, plus 2 new topics, tourism and New York's new public places. In the terrorism class, I retained the newsgroup's assignment we would have used for the second round of presentations. Africa gets Libya and the comparison with Syria. The Americas get Trump. Asia gets Afghanistan and Pakistan. Europe gets Russia. And the Middle East group gets Turkey. In intro and the terrorism class, we won't be doing the second round of presentations via Zoom or WebEx because I like you and I don't want to punish you. Lecture notes. In the intro class, I still have the notes on Kagan and Smith-Simon to post. In the New York City class, we are done with the mayors and the decades. We won't be going on the field trips or having guest speakers. I'm thinking about creating some web pages for you to read over instead. In the terrorism class, I posted the notes on Syria, and we have Russia to go. Please look at the notes on Syria. I think Syria is the most complicated thing I teach, and you'd really benefit from looking over my page of maps and my outline of the major parties' interests before you read Phillips. The final. I usually give you a vote, but this year I think I might take advantage of the news groups and assign them topics. The proposal will necessitate you coordinating to sort out who covers what. You can use email for the purpose, or you can Skype or FaceTime with the manager. I'll leave that up to you to organise. No one Zooms, okay? So we've got 6 weeks. The great thing about asynchronicity is that we don't all have to be online at the exact same time to do this. We don't have to do what everyone else is trying to do, replicate the direct learning experience of the classroom. We know better than that. We can just carry on with me posting notes and forum questions and you posting responses and me making pics. No stress. We just carry on like we normally do. Yes, I would like to continue with the news groups. They were wonderful this semester. There is nothing like purposeful discussion. Maybe I can reunite you again for the final. But right now, given the extraordinary circumstances, we're trying to finish a class in the middle of a pandemic. We've got to go with what we've got. And compared to everyone else, we've got all we need and we know how to make it work. The only things you have to do for me right now are, 1, the weekly login. It's now worth 1 point per week. I put it at the top of the announcement list so you won't have to go hunting for it. Pick your project page 2 topic and sort out some reading. Make a posting. Otherwise, your job is to be cool and be safe. Drop by the course site at least once a week. Make your tea, get your biscuits ready, and read the digest of the best postings. We can do this, people. I can get you the exact same grade you would have gotten if we had continued to meet, because we know what we're doing and why.